Nice as it might be, beautiful country, this is where I am now. I have had a chance to heal a bit, still has some work to do. Hi, been a long time. How are you guys? Session 5 has been for me a challenge, not only because it's a long one, but because we have had some turbulence in the past few years. So I needed to find a way to connect everything. So here I am. And here we are with session 5. Session 5 is going to be life changing for a lot of people, since we are going to meet ourselves. It's kind of introducing yourself to yourself. And by doing so, you will also learn more about other people. After you have finished this and read more and, practice a little bit with it and all that, you will be able to find how other people tick. And of course, that will help you to connect more with other people. Amazing session. So, for the beginning of this session, what I would like to explain a little bit is that people have temperaments, okay? And not everybody has the same. So, most of the time, what happens is that if somebody ticks you, or bothers you or something like that, it's possibly because their temperament is clashing with yours. Or it could be the same temperament and you're looking at yourself and you don't like yourself. It's really complicated, but after we're all done with this, you'll understand a little bit more. It all started with our friend. The name is Hippocrate. I don't know how to say it in English, but I'm going to say it's Hippocrates. I think it is said in English. He had a theory about humorism. By the blood and the phlegm and all kinds of things, he could decide if that person, depending the disease they had at that time, they could decide what kind of person they were, okay? Which was kind of really only a theory. But after that, we had other people that came into the picture, and then they started saying, well, there's also the seasons, and there's also the elements, and they were all mixing all of those things all together. And they finally came to a point where, that there only was not only 4 different temperaments, there was more. Some people were saying there were 5, then there were 7, then there were 9, there were 13. It all, everybody wanted to put their grain of salt in it, and it kind of blown into a bigger proportion. Now, I am going to work with only 4. And the thing, how I'm going to go about is that I'm going to call them each different names so that we can understand them, okay? There is, of course, the peaceful ones. There's the refined ones. We also have the pleasurable ones. Guess what I am? And then the powerful one. Each temperament has its own qualities. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, some people kind of do things that they shouldn't because we decide that. I don't know. Let me tell you. I was like that before too. I would look at somebody and look what he's doing right now. Well, that's not normal. But most of the time, people are going to do things to complement them instead of doing things that we believe don't complement them. So we need to learn how people tick so that we can appreciate them. Okay? This is all about love, appreciating, feel good. So if you see somebody that is doing something peculiar, I'll just give you an example. A refined person normally will do everything perfect. Okay, they want everything to be just the way it's supposed to be. We follow the rules. We don't do anything else besides the rules. But then you have this funny guy having fun and laughing and doing all kinds of things, throwing himself, against a wall and laughing about it and all that. And we look at that person and say, well, that person is not normal. Well, for me, that's funny, okay? Because I'm a funny person. I'm a pleasurable person. But for a refined person, they're going to say, well, he's not normal because they're not acting as they do, okay? Now, what happens in life right now, this is the big, big, big problem that we have, because most people are looking at other people to be like them, and that should not be, okay? So this session is going to be a very long one, because I'm going to give you a lot of things to read, and I'm also going to give you 3 things that you need to fill in and send to me if you want a detailed version of yourself, okay? Since this is going to be more like, I'm going to have to work more with things and calculate and do percentage and things like that, I will have to charge you a small amount of money so that I can send you a 13 to 15 page of who you really are. But I'm not going to charge you an astronomical amount of money. I'm only going to charge you $10. Okay? That's what I set myself at. Now, since we do have 4 different temperaments, I'm going to have to explain a little bit of each before we get into you going into your homework. I'm going to try to explain it the best I can, and also I'll give you some links underneath this video that you will be able to go and read more about them. Okay? Now let's start with the pleasurable one, which is, of course, moi. I love having fun, and sometimes that puts me in trouble. Okay, so pleasurable people are people at their best. They're always happy. Okay? They smile all the time. They will even smile on the phone. Like when they're talking to somebody, they will smile on the phone. They like to have fun. Like, I love having fun. That's guaranteed. They have a very powerful laugh. You will hear them over everybody in the room. They love to tell stories. I'm a good storyteller, I'm telling you. If they would have to choose a vehicle, I think we would choose a rocket, because it has to go fast and have fun, okay? We're the kind of people that we might even chuckle at a funeral. That's as bad as that, okay? At their highest, we're always like, very, very funny, having fun. We also tend to, when we talk, we go, like, our tone of voice goes up and down, always, okay? When our choice of word would be like, really? That's one. Happy, good time, great, fun. These would be the words that we use most of the time. Again, at my best, I would be enthusiastic, optimistic, inspirational, great sense of humor, like we like to tell jokes. Enjoy, love people, very sincere of heart. But if you tick them off, then we get to our lowest. And our lowest, then we kind of, talk too much, but it doesn't make sense, and we exaggerate. It seems like phony what we're saying. We forget responsibilities, that's for guaranteed. We have no discipline, and easily distracted. Oh, there's a squirrel right there, okay, like something like that. And to try to find something fun to do, because that's our main character. We want to have fun. Now, why would we have people having fun in the world? Well, we need comedians. We need people to make us laugh. We are the great creative people. We enjoy, making people have fun too. So why not, But we're not only that. Okay, I'll explain to you a little further down. Then we have, oh boy, this one here, like the powerful people, is a little more difficult to explain. We still need those people. They're great leaders, okay? However, if they're ticked off, they can do very bad things. Powerful people don't have any gray area. It's either black or white. They wanted to get it done now, okay? They look at you as if they want to tell you you better do it or else, okay? They sound like they're mad, but it's not necessarily true. It's just that they're looking at you and saying, maybe what's wrong with you. We don't know. They rather talk than listen. And when they talk, it's quick, abrupt, and it's to the point. Then their favorite vehicle would be a tank, because they want to make a road to where they're going, and they don't care what they're going to break or kill on the way. It's really like, I'm going there and I'm going to do this. They are in charge. You don't contradict them. Also, there's no difficulty making way where they're gonna make it. Like, it's if you tell them you want a road there, they will make the road. The downside is that they can get, like, if you don't appreciate them in what they're doing. Let's say they're doing a road. You have to appreciate what they're doing, but not necessarily what they have done to get that road done, because there might be some people that were pushed aside, and it's get out of the way. So in summary, they would say they need it to be done. They need to be appreciated for it. Okay. They would also, their favorite, like I said, their favorite vehicle would be a tank. When they talk, they're quick, abrupt, and to the point. They also a very impatient tone of voice, and they rather talk than listen. At their best, they're born leaders. They have tons of confidence at their best. They're goal setters. They're very independent, move quickly, and very bold. Like, it's done. Okay. But at their worst, they will become bossy. They will become impatient. They will be quick-tempered, very demanding, and you feel like they're Mr. or Mrs. Know-it-all, okay? And they're very arrogant at their worst. So we need to get them at their best. And after that, we also have the refined one. Now, the refined one, you would classify them as people that are very, very, very perfectionists. They want everything to be perfect. And sometimes they will feel like if they are powerful people, because they tend to tell you what you're doing wrong. But it's not necessarily because they want to control you. It's because they want you to do the right thing so that you look good. Okay? So you don't want... if you tell them that they are controllers, they're not. There are no control in a perfect person. A perfect person will look at... I'm a bit perfect person too, like if they're knitters, let's say, for a reason, they will, like, let's say if there's a 1.10 inch down and where they're knitting and all that is not okay, they will unravel everything to go get that point and do it right. They want everything perfect. So for them, what happened is that maybe it takes a long time before they finally get to what they want to do, like what I am right now. Okay, this was supposed to be done 3 years ago. Okay, but all kinds of things happened, and I needed it perfect, so I needed to wait until the perfect time to do it. Okay, they are very good people. Oh, and if they would have to have a special vehicle, their vehicle would be train, because a train goes on train tracks. They're really going, on something that is solid, straight, and all that. They're going on a train. They might even stop the train to make sure that the tracks are still lined up perfectly. But the train would be the perfect vehicle for a perfect person, a refined person. Then we go to the peaceful one. Now, the peaceful one, those people are in trouble, in a way, okay? If you score very high as a peaceful person, you might be a person that will never contradict anybody, okay? Just to keep the peace. If, let's say, the other three people, like the powerful, the refined, and the pleasurable one, would get into a war on something, like, discussing something, and the peaceful person will back off and wait until everything is settled, and then we'll go and side with the person that has won, or something like that, okay? They're very, 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 low voice. When they talk, they will always talk on a certain level. They never go higher or lower, like it's always the same. Very, very confident people, but take them off and they will just like shut off. Like they'll stay home. They won't talk to anybody. They have been hurt. And like I say, I will send you something that you can read more about this, because if I would have to explain every little tedious thing about every certain temperament, we would be on a video that would last about maybe 2 hours. It's very long, okay? So the thing is that each person has his own temperament. However, we also have a primary and a secondary temperament. So that means, like, for myself, I am a refined person, but I'm also a pleasurable person. And my two temperaments are very close one to each other, so they bombard each other all the time. Everybody has a primary and a secondary one. So this is what I'm coming to there. We are going to get you to know your temperament, okay? So how we're going to do that? I have sent you in your workbook, there are 3 forms. The first form will, I'm asking you to choose any traits that you feel is you. Okay? Don't choose the one that you would like to be. Choose the one that you think is you. You can choose 10, 15, at least as long as I have 5. I need at least 5. You can put as many as you want that you feel that it is you. After you have chosen, let's say, the 5, the 10, the 15, whatever, I want you to list them on the second form. And on the second form, what I want you to do is to rate them from 1 to 10. 1 being less probable, 10 being mostly probable, okay? So they're going to be 9s and 10s and 8s and 5s and 3s and 2s and 1s, things like that, okay? After you've done that, on form 3, what you are going to do is take all the 10s, and if you don't have any like 5 10s, you can go to a 9, to a 8, whatever. And then you're going to list them, all the 10s all together. And I need at least 5. And I want you to look at each one, and which one would you rate A, B, C, D, or E, okay? In a line of, like, most probable. A would be most probable, and then the other letters is less probable, okay? After you're done that, I want you to either scan or take a snapshot of those three forms and send them to me to the email that is marked below this video. After you have sent that, give me a week and I will send you a detailed version of yourself. Also, I will give you all kinds of links that you can go and verify other temperaments and all that, and that will give you a chance of saying, oh my god, this person, that I've been kind of, staying away from, well, maybe now you know why you should maybe find ways to be more lenient. That would be the best word I could find for. Temperaments are something that should be studied at a very, very, very young age to help people to know what are their strengths. Now, in this life, a lot of people feel that, being a controller is bad, but it's not. We need controllers. We need controllers in strong, powerful jobs. Okay, we need pleasurable people. We need refined people. We need peace people, and we need to not only need them, we need to know them so that we can get to be able to know them more and appreciate them more and put them in position where they are appreciated also. Most people right now like you go to work, let's say in a call center and all that, there's a lot of people there that should not be there, and they are very, very unhappy in their position. I've seen people that have taken these tests and they finally decided, okay, this is who I am. Now I'm going to go and find a job that suits my needs. And now they are so happy where they are. It's so important to understand how you tick and how other people tick also. In these days, I find that we need to know more and more about people. In the past few years, it was very tough for everybody. A lot of people have not been appreciated in their own knowingness. Maybe I could say it like that. They have been pushed aside by dictators. Dictators are controllers that are not on a good scale. Like they are arrogant, they are not at their best. If a dictator would be at his best, then he would be in a good position and he would be able to help humanity instead of bringing it down. I ain't gonna tell it. I'm not gonna give any names, but you can think of a few, I'm sure. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so right now, do your chores, send them to me, and within the week I'll be able to send you your detailed temperament sheet. You are gonna like this. I can guarantee that. A few people that I have sent that to, like, they couldn't believe what they were reading. And also, what happened is not only for yourself, but for other people. Most of the time, sometimes we're just to give you an example, okay? I have this friend that has a brother, and her brother is the kind of person that will do beautiful work, but if you look around the work, it's ugly. Okay, like it's all kinds of things that are things are left behind, the tools, name it, whatever. But he has made such a beautiful thing. But we tend to look at the thing, but then there's all that crap all around, and what do we do with that? Like, we tend to tell him, like, maybe you should find a way to do this or do that, or instead of saying, my God, you did such a beautiful work. Most of the time what's going to happen is when you appreciate what he has done, you will turn around and will finish the job after that. He will pick up the pieces. He will pick up all the mess and all that. But if you do not appreciate what he has done already, he will just turn around and just, I'm not doing anything else. People are not appreciating me. So by appreciating that person, he will finish what he has to do. And it's the same thing for every temperament. So make sure that you go and you read every single, I think there's 5 or 6 pages on my site. One talks about like each of the temperaments. So that's four right there, that's 4 pages. Then there's the combination traits. Okay. So, and also there's the introduction to all that. And it's long. It's gonna be part of my next book. This book is not for you too. And I'm giving you a little heads up of what's coming on. Okay, so I'm bidding you a very nice week. Have fun with this. You can even have fun with other people, with your spouse. He could do the same thing. If ever, let's say you have somebody that you know that would like to know what their temperaments are, well, just take a copy, 2 copies of those things. Make sure that you put his name and you send an email saying, this is my spouse, he wants to know it too. Or you have a friend that wants to know it. Go for it. Right now, I'm inviting you to find, like, even if they have not went through the webinar, like the first 4 sessions, I'm inviting you to let those people have fun with you. Okay? Now, after we're all done that, next week is going to be our last week together. And it's going to be session 6. And we're going to talk about divinity. And we're going to spirituality and divinity. And we're going to have a long meditation session. It's going to bring about, after you have done session 5, there are going to be a lot of haha moments. And if you think you had haha moments, wait next week. You are going to be flabbergasted. Anyway, so I wish you a very nice week. Have fun. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate in sending me anything you want. I'm here for you guys, okay? Have a nice week. Bye-bye.